A few weeks ago at a meeting with Jerry Hall, he stated that it was very likely that an extended permit would be rejected. He said it was 70% likely. And then he also stated at the time that it was very likely that an ordinance would be passed to ban um, sleeping overnight as part of free speech. Now, while Jerry was very respectful and kind and seemed to be very level-headed, I think it's important um, that when we look at this information, uh, we are, we are allowing ourselves to be put in a position of weakness and ignorance. We are not pressing these people like Jerry Hall for where he's getting his information. It's important that we know where he's getting his information because, in all honesty, he could just be a pawn in some scheme to mislead us. Um, for the, and that's a big deal because as long as we're constantly willing to accept hearsay as fact, we are going to constantly be surprised by what actually happens. I was surprised when like this day, weeks after that conversation occurred, that 70% statistic turned out to be, um, not so accurate because, well, I mean, maybe it was accurate, but again, we don't know because, at the time we were just so happy to be talked to and to be treated with some modicum of respect that we didn't bother to do due diligence. So I think moving forward in this process, we need to make sure that we do our due diligence because otherwise we're going to constantly be blindsided. They're going to bait and switch us. And that's not appealing to me because I don't want to be in the dark. That's why I joined Occupy Miami, so that I wouldn't be in the dark anymore, and I could help others also not be in the dark anymore. Apparently, like maybe about a week ago, 3 people were arrested at the site, and as far as I know, this is the first time out of dozens of fights that have occurred at Peace City, and some fights involving many, many people, where the cops even felt the need to make their presence more known. They never arrested anyone. Um, I don't know why they arrested people this time, but just the fact that they did arrest people is strange to me, um, and it's confusing because again, like the precedent for months now has been that the cops haven't done anything. I mean, not to say that they don't want to do something, and not to say that they don't do things in other circumstances, but as regards Peace City, they haven't done anything um, in regards to safety, for for the safety of the people who enter that space. So I really think that whatever we as a group uh, begin to decide that we want to do in the future, that's all well and good, but we need to make sure that we do our due diligence and that we you know stop accepting every little detail that's told to us by somebody in some position of public service, because as I think we've come to find that there's a lot of different opinions. Lots of people have different opinions, and whereas this one individual may want to work with us, that does not in any way suggest that anyone else in the county wants to work with us. And so again, we just need to do our due diligence.